Good evening, everyone. My name is Robert Mendez. I'm the first affirmative for this debate. I'm here to talk about why the United States should lower the minimum legal drinking age of 21 to 19 years old. First significance claim. Underage people in the U.S. are still drinking alcohol, and that's the reality that we face today. According to the National Center on Addiction and Substance Abuse, underage drinking accounts for 17.5% of consumer spending for alcohol in the United States. That's $22.5 billion that's spent on alcohol for underage drinking. According to the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, people ages 12 through 20 years old drink 11% of all alcohol consumed in the United States in 2002. For the 18 through 20-year-old age group, 51% of people reported at least drinking once in the past month. This is significant because this means that the law that it has now is not having effect on how much, or does not having effect on whether or not people are drinking underage or not. Going to my inherency claim, the current minimum legal drinking age increases unsafe drinking practices. Because of the drinking restrictions, underage drinkers typically engage in binge drinking when they do obtain alcohol. According to the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, 72% of individuals ages 18 through 20 who did drink within the past month did so through binge drinking. Also, 67% reported being frequent binge drinkers. Compared to adults of ages 21 and over, the amount of frequent binge drinkers is only 7%, compared to the 67% of ages 18 through 20 who reported being frequent binge drinkers. Also, because of drinking restrictions, underage drinkers are forced to do their drinking activities in underground scenarios to avoid being caught. These environments are a breeding ground for unsafe activities, since they are typically less public than some place like a bar or restaurant where there is supervision by more experienced drinkers. According to the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, underage drinkers they consume about 11% of the alcohol purchased, and also the vast majority of this alcohol is consumed in a risky fashion. Because of the underground nature of underage drinking, assaults among individuals and sexual abuse are more prevalent. In an April 2014 speech, the president of Dartmouth College sums it up nicely. From sexual assaults on campus to a culture where dangerous drinking has become the rule and not the exception, to a general disregard for human dignity as exemplified by hazing parties with racist and sexist undertones, discussing and sometimes threatening insults hurled on the internet, to a social scene that is too often at odds with the practice of inclusion that students are right to expect on a college campus in 2014. According to the National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, more than 690,000 students between the ages of 18 and 24 are assaulted by another student who has been drinking. Also, more than 97,000 students between the ages of 18 and 24 are victims of alcohol-related sexual assault or date rape. Finally, for my solvency claim, the lowering of the minimum legal drinking age to 19 would increase safe drinking practices. Less binge drinking would occur amongst 19 and 20-year-olds. Since opportunities at drinking alcohol are not as rare, people won't feel obligated to binge drink. The forbidden fruit effect of drinking alcohol underage will now be eliminated. According to Dwight B. Heath, professor of anthropology at Brown University, says, when introduced early, alcohol has no mystique. It's no big deal. By contrast, when it's banned until age 21, there's something of a forbidden fruit syndrome. Also, 19 and 20-year-olds, if the drinking age is lowered to 19 and 20-year-olds will now be able to drink in safer environments. This is because they'll be able to go drink in places like bars and restaurants where it's a public place, and it is more safe because they're being supervised by the management and also more experienced drinkers that are there. And they also will begin the process of maturity sooner, since they're surrounded and not considered as immature adults as they would be when the minimum drinking age is 21. Also, less assaults and sexual abuse would occur. Recent research published by the World Health Organization found that while 15, 16-year-old teens in many European states where the drinking age is 18 or younger and often unenforced, they have more although they do drink more on occasions during the month. They do have fewer dangerous intoxication occasions than here in America. To put this into perspective, in Southern European nations, ratios of all drinking occasions to intoxication occasions were quite low, roughly 1 in 10. This means that for every occasion that people in the Southern European nation would drink, 1 out of 10 of those would be binge drinking. While in the United States, almost half of all drinking occasions resulted in intoxication.